I created a new questionnaire and sent it out to a few of my subscribers last week. And hidden in this questionnaire is a rather small and unassuming little question that, in my experience, reveals why so many businesses fail. It reveals the thinking, and more important than the thinking, the behavior of the entrepreneurs that are running these businesses that is indicative of whether or not they're going to fail. And so today I want to talk to you about why most new businesses fail and what might be the secret to business success. I want to share the question and the thinking behind it. And I want to give you a counter lesson from marketing legend Drayton Bird, who built Britain's largest ad agency within 3 years and sold it to David Ogilvy within 7 years of its founding. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's talk about why most new businesses fail. And honestly, we look at the business failure statistics and they're pretty painful. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20%, 1 in 5 new businesses will fail within 2 years of being started. 45%, almost half of new businesses fail in the first 5 years, 65% within 10 years, and only 1 in 4 businesses, 1 out of every 4 businesses launched this year will be around in 15 years. Now, of course, there's a lot of different reasons why businesses succeed and fail, why they are started and stopped, but broad strokes, 3 out of every 4 businesses fail within 15 years. And many fail much faster than that. And I would say that a large part of it, especially the early business failures, is us as entrepreneurs. We are our own worst enemy. So if we do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, our biggest strength going into entrepreneurship is that we believe we will succeed. Our biggest weakness going into entrepreneurship is that we believe we will succeed. Our biggest opportunity is in believing that we will succeed. And the biggest threat to our business, especially in the early days, is our belief that we will succeed. As entrepreneurs, we can really end up being our own worst enemy because we say, I'm going to do this thing, right? And it's not that wanting to do this thing, it's not that believing you can do this thing is a bad thing. It's what happens when it doesn't work perfectly the first time. What happens when it doesn't work perfectly the first time is we get frustrated. We feel like we are a failure. We feel like the idea is a failure. We feel like we're not cut out to be an entrepreneur. We feel like we don't have the resources that other people have, the advantages that other people have. And so therefore, our scenario in life makes us a failure. All of these things that happen when we emotionally are trying to cope with things not working perfectly the first time. So if we have this belief that we should be able to succeed, that it's automatically going to be easy, then we're less likely to stick with it and try lots of different things and find the things that are going to lead to success. And so, yes, we have to start with this belief that we can accomplish whatever we set our mind to, but we also have to realize that the path to get from here to there is not necessarily what we believe it's going to be when we're starting, because we don't know the path. We don't know what that journey is going to look like. So here's the question that I asked that reveals why businesses fail. What have you tried so far? And this is most of the answers that I got. I was asking, what's your single biggest challenge? And what have you tried so far to solve that challenge, right? So I've tried YouTube videos. I've tried cold emails. These are different people's answers. I've tried telling myself unsuccessfully to get to it. I love the honesty in that. I've tried sending looms, short videos, and give them feedback to get their attention. I've written email samples. A lot of these people are copywriters. Actually, more than 60% are copywriters. I've tried okay. I've tried Upwork and LinkedIn. I've tried a course and a mentoring. I've tried lots of learning, not much action. I have a LinkedIn profile, Indeed profile, ZipRecruiter profile. I've been working on learning and reading, but it's time to get writing for dollars. I've tried freelancing sites, and I'm currently using social media to pitch to clients, sending sample emails. Nothing yet. I'm only just starting to think in these terms. I'd like to have a semi-passive income stream going forward, right? I'm not saying that any of these are bad things to have tried, right? But for most people, if you think, oh, I've tried cold emails. how many cold emails, right? How many different messages, how many different offers, how many different markets, how many different, and then beyond cold emails, what else have you tried, right? The person who tried cold emails, did you also try YouTube videos? Did you also try sending looms versus sending text? Did you also try sending samples versus sending a pitch? Have you updated your LinkedIn profile, right? Have you gone out and met people in person? Have you done all these other things, right? And so most people, when asked what they've tried so far, they've tried like one thing and they gave up. The same thing happens with paid advertising. Oh, I tried Facebook advertising once, it didn't work. Oh, I tried XYZ advertising platform once, it didn't work. Oh, you tried it once with one campaign and it didn't work. Okay, I know it's expensive and it's frustrating to try things over and over again when they're not working, but when they are working, when you figure them out, the scalability means that all of those trials, all of those things that you learned that didn't work on the path to finding out what did work, well, all of that is learning that pays off big in the long run, right? And so what have you tried so far? Most often the answer is like one or two things, not 1,000 things. And that often is going to result in business failure. So going to what I learned from marketing legend Drayton Bird, and there's going to be a link in the description to my interview with Drayton where he actually talked about this. In about 3 years, he grew an agency to the biggest in Britain, and he sold it to David Ogilvy within 7 years. Okay, so he went from like a struggling copywriter to having the biggest agency in Britain within 3 years. And then within 7 years, he sold it to David Ogilvy and worked with David when he was at the very top of the international advertising world. And what Drayton said is that most people tend to follow one particular pursuit. So they'll try email, or they'll try telephone marketing, or they'll try advertising, or they'll try like networking events, or they'll try whatever they try, right? They try one thing, right? And it works or it doesn't work. It works a certain amount, right? But it doesn't work more than that. It doesn't work less than that. Like they try one thing, right? And it becomes their thing. And what Drayton said about that hyper growth period of his agency was, he said, what we did was we did everything. What we did was we did everything. So they were running advertisements. They were going to events where they could put themselves in front of clients and do networking there. They were doing direct mail. They did PR. Drayton described multiple different, like he was writing magazine columns. He was writing newsletter columns. He was appearing in media. They tried one-on-one sales. They tried everything, right? And this was just scratching the surface of all the things that they were doing. But the point was, when it was time for them to build the agency, they just went out there and they did everything that they could, as opposed to, oh, we tried email, right? We tried email, or we did everything. So perhaps this is the secret to business success. Massive action. Testing lots of different things. You don't know what's going to work. You start a new business, you create a new offer, you're serving a new market. And even if it's an established market where like there is a way of doing things, you don't even know that that way of doing things is going to be the best fit for you, for your offer, your unique audience within that bigger market, right? And so you want to test lots and lots of different things, and you want to continue doing what works, right? So you don't just bang your head against the wall just repeating things that have failed 10 times, right? There's that old, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But saying something, going back to that example of, oh, we tried Facebook advertising, it didn't work. Well, did you try 10 different approaches to Facebook advertising? Did you try, a funnel versus direct to sale? Did you try email follow-up with lead generation through Facebook versus something different, right? So you want to test lots of things. You want to continue what works, and you want to plan to do lots of things that work. So Drayton's point wasn't, oh, we tried a bunch of things and then we kept doing PR because that was the one thing that seemed to be getting us clients. No, they kept doing everything that worked, right? And some of the things are going to work better than others. Some of the things are going to get you clients and customers faster than others. Some of them are going to get you more profitable clients and customers. Some of them are going to get you big money soon versus big money later. Some of them, like there's lots of different things, but the whole point here is to take massive action and try lots of different things and be willing to do whatever works. Call to action for you at the end of this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get more content like this delivered to you. Ask yourself how you can use this and maybe share that in the comments with this episode. And in the description with this episode, I'll include a link to my interview with Drayton Bird where you can dive in. There's also more links there that you might want to check out. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, and go out and try something else to grow your business today. I'll see you again in the next episode. See you soon. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.